Or Walgreens, big stat, closing the curtain on the Big Ten's impact during the Summer Olympics. 356 total athletes with Big Ten ties brought home 98 medals, representing 64 different nations, including the country of Nigeria, which brings us back in studio with the athlete who represented that country, former Northwestern women's basketball standout, Pallas Kunaiyi-Akpanah. We are beyond thrilled that Pallas is with us in studio to discuss that experience. Everyone that watched the Olympics said, wow, Paris delivered beyond all expectations. For someone who was actually there, can you do your best to describe what the experience was like?
I can't even describe it, put it into words. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience, a beautiful village. I thought it was crafted perfectly, and we were able to make the most out of the short time that we were there.
You talked about the village. We see you now with some pictures in Paris, and it's not just about the games that are being played, right? Yes, you being on the floor for your home country of Nigeria is one part of it, but meeting other athletes, getting to go to other venues, see other sports. What other sports did you get to enjoy?
One of the best parts for me, the most fun parts about Paris, I would say, was the pin trading. That was one of the things, like an activity that really brought a lot of athletes together because everyone's so excited to meet you and ask for your country pin. And I thought getting to participate was actually one of my favorite things to do while I was over there.
And everybody talked about the different country villages and how everybody got to get together and watch different events. What was it like for you to be part of Team Nigeria, to represent your home country, and to be able to enjoy that experience with all the other Nigerians that were there?
Wow. I mean, you have to just, in the moment, think about how hard everyone has worked to get there. I think that was one of the most surreal parts for me, was just knowing that each person I run into is the best where they're from, is the best of the best. It's just like such a surreal experience.
And a quarterfinal run for your team, what was it like on the floor?
Wow. I think the crowd was just like surreal. The crowd was electrifying. They were loud. They were cheering us on. Even when sometimes we weren't the favorite, we still had a lot of support, and that, it made the moment a lot more full for me.
Let's go back to the start. You were born in Nigeria. You lived there for the first 14 or 15 years of your life. How did your basketball skills develop to the point where you ended up at a boarding school in Georgia before eventually being recruited to play college basketball at Northwestern?
Well, the journey has been such a twisting road, I would have to call it that, because it wasn't the traditional journey. Most people in this position to say they went to the Olympics, they usually have like a really, I can't even really pinpoint, but each journey is different. I think my parents actually instilled a lot of values in me from a young age and made this experience possible, for sure. And also the coaches that I have been privileged to work with over the years. Coach Joe McEwen, for example, my coaches overseas, my coach in high school. I would say a lot of it just came together to bring this moment.
Yeah, bring you to this point, right? Coach McEwen is here with us today as well, watching and listening. What do you remember best about your time at Evanston? Of course, we remember getting to cover you as an outstanding player with the Wildcats. What were those years like for you in college?
I think, honestly, being at college in Chicago was one of the most crucial parts of this journey. It made a lot of a difference for my career, the way my career has progressed over the years. And being in that environment, the teamwork we had, the staff we had, the coaching staff and the support staff we had, definitely till this day, those relationships have lasted and have stayed.
And I know that you moved on to play professional basketball and are still playing professional basketball in Europe, really tough countries to live in. You've had to suffer through being in Italy and Belgium and back in Italy as well. What's that experience been like for you? I mean, you are truly a world traveler. I imagine your passport has a lot more stamps on it than most people on this planet.
Such a wonderful experience. I mean, definitely being able to travel and to see all parts of the world, get to experience different cultures, different lifestyles. I feel really blessed to have been on this path and in this journey in my career.
And I know this career continues for you. Have you given any thought to what you will tell, whether it's your children or grandchildren or other people in your family, about this experience, about being able to be in the Olympics, to continue to play professional basketball, and to live a life that I think a lot of people would consider to be kind of a dream existence?
Well, so hard to even put into words. I would say one of the biggest things about this career is it's every day. It's a constant choice you have to make to choose between one option or the other, and you have to always think of it as, where do I want to end up? And I think I really want to show people and young girls that, you know, you are capable of these things. You are capable of being on the stage like the Olympics. You know, kids in Nigeria, kids in Africa can watch and see, wow, this is possible for me too.
You probably never thought, as we just showed some pictures of you being with Jimmy Fallon and Megan Rapinoe and Sue Bird, that those were going to be people at the Olympics that you were going to be standing with, taking selfies and photos with.
Well, never in a million years would I have thought I would look to my right and LeBron James is sitting right there and watching my game, and never would I have thought I would be in that position. But, you know, it's been such a blessing, such a privilege to represent my country in that way.
Well, I know you've worked very hard to get here, and we truly appreciate your time. Hope you savor this experience for your entire life. I'm sure you will.
Thank you so much for having me.